Faber Piano Adventures, levels 3A, pages 12 and 13. The song is called Looking Glass River. In this song we're learning the Alberti Bass. If you look at the top of page 12, you'll see a little bit about the Alberti Bass. Basically what that is when we play a C chord, but we actually break it up into the parts of the C chord by playing the bottom note of the C chord, the top note, the middle note, then the top note again. And we can do that with any chord. Okay, so let's say we play the 4 chord or the F chord. Bottom note, top note, middle note, top note. So they have exercises there at the top of that page. You should try exercise 4 before starting this piece. Exercise 4 goes like this. Now when you're good enough to play that smoothly without pausing in between the chord changes, then you'll be ready for the piece. So get good at that left hand. Alright, I'm going to go over Looking Glass River. I'm going to play it once, then we'll talk about the details. So the right hand starts on middle C. Left hand, we're back to a C position. And it's not exactly all the chords we know. We're going to be playing a C chord, but Alberti Bass style. And then we go to this chord. But that's not really like the G7 we're used to. We're actually playing D there. So be careful. Goes back to the C and that one. So those are the two in the left hand that we're going to be playing. So I'm going to play through this entire thing and we'll talk about every little detail in a second. Here is Looking Glass River. Now, let's talk about the details here. We had the Alberti Bass going, and when you practice putting these together, if you're having trouble, just play the left hand by itself and add one note at a time in the right hand and build the piece, like this. I'm going to do the first bar of the song, but I'm going to practice this building practice method, where I take one note and add it into the Alberti Bass. So I'm just going to play the first C, but I'm going to play the entire left hand for the first bar. Watch as I demonstrate. Okay, now we're going to add the next note, which is the E. That starts on the second C that we hit, so watch. And now I'm going to add the G, which is the third note in the right hand. And so forth. So you keep doing that, and you can build the piece that way. So it's a good practice method. Now the other thing is, at the end of this it says light thumb. We want to reach over with our thumb to B at the end of the first bar. Okay, so just move your thumb one over to B, and then you're going to notice at the top of page 13, your second finger actually has to move to that note, and your thumb has to go back to C. Okay, so it should be one like this, and then you can move it back and cross over with your second and play the scale. It's going to go 2 on B, 1 on C, 2 on D, 3 on E, and then cross under with your thumb, 1 on F, 2 on G, 3 on A, 4 on B, 5 on C. Okay? Excuse me. Then we hit our second finger, and we have to pivot down to middle C again, and now we're repeating. Here goes that second finger, watch. And then cross under, and then we finish. Now this second part in the piece, our right hand takes over the accompaniment, and the left hand is playing these notes. Let's listen here. We got to hold the pedal here. We're going to hit middle C, so our hand's no longer in this C position. We got to move up to middle C, then B, then we move our chord down, then A, and now it says turn your one thumb under. That way your hands are ready to play the ending. Okay? So hopefully that helps you through all the parts of Looking Glass River. And that concludes the piece. Good luck.